Okay, strap yourselves in because today's deep dive is a wild ride through the future of AI and our guide. None other than Elon Musk and his latest round of predictions. Let's just say the man doesn't lack ambition.
No, he definitely doesn't. And that's where we come in. We're going to break down those predictions, figure out what's hype, what's reality, and what it all means for, well, everyone. We're talking AI making movies, the good, the bad, and the potentially apocalyptic, so buckle up.
No kidding. Right off the bat, Musk says AI is evolving way faster than people realize. He points to AI art and writing. I mean, it's already outperforming humans in a lot of areas. And the thing is, it's not just some theory, right? Like, there are actual measurable advancements happening right now.
And that's what's so fascinating, this idea of accelerating returns in AI development. As these AI systems get more complex, they can actually be used to design even more powerful AI. It's a feedback loop that creates exponential growth.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Musk's really emphasizing here, this speed, this rapid acceleration.
And he even throws out a year, which I always find interesting. He says 2025. By 2025, he believes you'll be able to, like, request a 10 to 15-minute AI-generated movie on demand. Which, okay, we see those AI-generated snippets now, but a whole 15-minute movie, that's a whole other level of narrative structure,
Yeah.
keeping a story coherent over that length of time.
Yeah, exactly. Crafting a story that's engaging, that is a beginning, middle, and end, that's something AI hasn't completely mastered yet. So Musk's 2025 prediction, that means clearing some major technical hurdles in a really short amount of time. It's ambitious, to say the least.
Ambitious is definitely one word for it. And of course, we can't talk AI without mentioning Musk's own project, right? Grok, his AI chatbot. He wants it to be the leading AI by the end of the year, even going up against Google OpenAI.
And what's so interesting about Grok is Musk's focus on this truth-seeking thing, like baking that in as a core design principle. He's trying to tackle that whole bias problem, the misinformation we see with some of the other large language models, that focus on accuracy. That could be a game changer, especially as AI has a bigger and bigger role in how we get information.
It's true, especially these days. Okay, but it's not all chatbots and movie making. Musk then goes on about superintelligence, which honestly is where it starts getting a little creepy for me. Like AI that's actually smarter than humans. He compares it to like a super genius child, which I don't know about you, but that image kind of freaks me out.
Yeah, it is a bit unnerving. He's acknowledging that superintelligence isn't a question of if, but when, which I think is a really important point. And that brings up the big question, right? If something's way smarter than you, how do you control it? Musk's solution, he says, we got to instill good values in the AI from the very beginning.
Okay, so we build this super smart AI. It's making decisions we can't even understand, and we're just crossing our fingers that it's got good morals. I don't know. That doesn't exactly fill me with confidence.
Yeah, it's a huge challenge. And honestly, I don't think anyone has a perfect answer yet. Some experts are even saying true control might just be impossible. We're talking about creating this entirely new form of intelligence, something humanity's never encountered before. So yeah, there are going to be some curveballs, that's for sure.
And Musk doesn't exactly downplay those curveballs. He actually puts a number on it, which always gets my attention. He says there's like a 10 to 20% chance of AI, causing human extinction, which those are some pretty serious odds, especially coming from a guy who's building this stuff.
Yeah, no, it's a stark reminder that this technology, it's got the potential to be amazing, beneficial, all that, but also incredibly destructive. And that's where his whole thing with OpenAI comes in, which I find fascinating because he actually co-founded the company, right?
Exactly. And now he's like their biggest critic. He seems really bothered by the fact that OpenAI went for profit. Says it goes against their whole original mission of making safe, open AI.
Yeah, and it's a huge debate in the AI world right now. Some people are like, look, if profit's the motive, then safety takes a back seat. But then others argue that to really compete, to attract the best minds and resources, you need that investment, that profit drive. And that ultimately, that's what's going to lead to safer AI in the long run. It's tricky. Both sides have some valid points.
It really is. Okay, so we've got this potential extinction threat, this ethical debate raging on. But then Musk takes it even further. He starts talking about a post-AGI world. Like, what happens when AI is better than us at pretty much everything? I mean, what happens to our jobs, our purpose, when AI can do it all better and faster?
It's a question that honestly goes way beyond AI. It makes you question the whole meaning of being human. If AI can write, compose, even have deeper relationships, better than us, then what role are we left with? It's interesting. Musk seems to think the real challenge in a post-AGI world will be finding meaning. which is a pretty deep thought, if you ask me.
You know, it's interesting. You mentioned AI having relationships. We always think of AI taking over things like manual labor or like crunching numbers. But what happens when they're writing better screenplays, composing symphonies that make you cry, giving therapy that's actually insightful?
It really challenges all our assumptions, right? As humans, we think we're so special because of our creativity, our empathy, our ability to connect on this deeper level. But what if, at some point, AI can do all of that too? Maybe even better. It's almost an existential crisis, forces us to really confront our place in the world.
It really is. Almost makes you wonder, if AI can do everything better, what's the point of even trying?
It's a question that, well, philosophers have been asking forever, but AI makes it feel very real all of a sudden. Like it's not just a thought experiment anymore.
No, not at all. But I mean, it can't be all doom and gloom, right? There's this whole other side where AI frees us from the boring stuff. We'd have more time to actually enjoy life, be creative, really connect with each other.
That's the optimistic view, for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's possible. Imagine no more soul-crushing jobs. AI takes care of all the necessities, and humans are free to pursue, I don't know, art, science, whatever brings them joy.
Sounds pretty utopian when you put it like that. But then there's the flip side. What about the people who, like, find meaning in their work? Their job is their identity, right? If AI steps in and does all that, are we going to have massive unemployment, people feeling lost, like their lives have no purpose?
That's the real question, isn't it? It's not just about stopping some Terminator situation, AI taking over the world. It's figuring out how humans even fit into this future where AI is calling the shots. How do we make sure everyone benefits from this technology? That it doesn't just make a few people even more powerful.
Which brings us back to that whole regulation thing Musk was talking about. He seems to think it's super important, like setting rules for a game before things get out of hand.
And it's not just him. Lots of experts are saying some kind of regulation is really important if we want to handle these AI risks. But how do you regulate something this complicated, this fast-moving? No one's done it before.
Yeah, it does seem impossible, doesn't it? Like trying to, I don't know, nail jelly to a wall or something. AI is constantly changing, learning, doing things we didn't even think were possible. By the time we make some rules, it might already be too late.
I get that, definitely. And of course, there's that worry about stifling innovation, putting so many rules in place that we crush progress. It's a tough balance. But I think everyone agrees, the more powerful AI gets, the higher the stakes. Finding that sweet spot between encouraging good things and preventing bad things, that's got to be the goal.
So where does that leave us? That's a lot to take in. We've got AI potentially directing movies, outsmarting us, maybe even wiping us out. Kind of makes your head spin.
It does, no doubt. And I think that's why these conversations are so important. We can't leave this all up to the Elon Musks of the world. We all need to be informed, engaged, and, yeah, maybe a little bit uncomfortable sometimes. Because this stuff is complicated.
It really is, because at the end of the day, the future of AI, it's not something that just happens to us, right? It's something we're all creating, whether we realize it or not.
Exactly. So next time you're using AI, think about it. What role do you want it to play in your life, your community, the world? Because the choices we make right now, they're the ones that are building that future. It's happening right now.